Okay. So now we're continuing the interview with Mr. Calvin Johnson, and you were finishing up on the story of
my service. Right. And when I, excuse me, when I returned to the United States from my service in the Far East, I went down to Friendship Airport, which is now known as BWI Thurgood Marshall, and with my background as a air traffic controller, I tried to get a job there, and this was in 1957. And I'm sorry, 1954, June of 54. And just coming back in June of 54, I went down there and I tried to get a job as an aircraft controller. And they told me...
I was 12 years old at the time. How old were you, Tiana, in 1954?
I don't think I was thought of.
Oh, okay.
They weren't thought of at the time.
Your parents had not even met each other.
They weren't born.
They weren't even born yet. Oh, my goodness.
Right. As a matter of fact, this was a month after the great Brown versus Board of Education law that ended discrimination in public schools and all. So, but anyway, when I went down there, they told me that there were jobs available for black men. And I said, "What? Are you kidding me?" I said, "I just returned from the Far East, and you're telling me, and I'm well qualified for what you do here." I said, "As a matter of fact, I used to control jet aircraft that were up to the speeds of 600 miles per hour. And you got those little clunkers out there on the tarmac that couldn't travel more than 250 miles per hour if you had the wind behind them." But anyway, they told me that I couldn't have the job. But that led me to Morgan State University in the fall of 1954, and I enrolled here. I stayed for 2 years, and then I had a little serious illness, and I left and I went into the Baltimore City Fire Department in 1957. So I stayed in the Baltimore City Fire Department from 1957 until 1995, 38 years.
Just a question about 1957. Was there any flu going around the fire department?
Yes. Well,
Do you remember that Asian flu?
The inoculations at that time were not as sophisticated as they are now. There were some flu.
There was some, you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you get it in 57?
Pardon me?
Did you get the flu in 57?
No, fortunately I didn't. I think perhaps the reason why is that I was loaded with a lot of vaccines from the service.
Oh.
And so that may have factored into the fact that I didn't get the flu. I was fortunate.
Normally you don't get the seasonal flu.
Well, I do. I get the shot.
You get the shot.
I get the shot.
Okay.
And I have not had it.
But you never get the flu. You rarely get it.
Rarely get the flu. I get a bad cold, but rarely get the flu.
This year, did you get a cold?
Yes, I got a flu shot. Although I didn't take H1N1 shot.
You did. You got the seasonal flu shot.
I got the seasonal flu shot.
Did you get a cold this year?
Not so far.
Did any of you get a cold?
I'm getting it now, I think.
Really?
No.
You didn't get it. I had it for about a week.
Yeah. Well,
no fever. Now, if you don't get the fever, that means you don't have the flu.
Absolutely.
But go ahead, continue your story.
Okay. So I came to the university, and as I said, I left and went into Baltimore City Fire Department. Ended up as a safety officer in most of the safety and health programs for the department I wrote. And they still use a lot of the ones that I wrote today. But getting back to my university service.
So you stayed with the fire department, really? 40 years almost.
38
years.
Right.
And you retired from it?
From the Baltimore City Fire Department.
Okay, but after you retired is now when your story about Morgan comes in.
Right, absolutely.
Okay. Now, this is why I'm going to stop this one, because I knew that phone was going to ring.